This car's ruined. Oh.
When are trucker streams? Whenever Nick gets a vehicle and has good enough like phone internet that he can just like stream from his phone trucking.
I'll do it.
I found I can't remember his account name. I found a person who streams driving Uber.
Ooh.
And they
that
have
almost illegal. I like it.
Yeah, here's the part that's gonna get you. Oh my god. Fuck. God damn it. Video games. I'm also playing video games. Fuck. I watched some of their stuff and it does border on illegal because, you know, human faces and all. But they have text to speech on.
Streams, I love that guy.
Yeah, the guy that's like a cop that streams is wild because he actually just reports information from the department, and it's like I feel like that should almost be illegal. I'm glad he does it though. Why didn't Tony do that? Tony doesn't have like money. And, like data costs money. Well, no, Tony back then.
Tony back then didn't have money. Yeah.
But this guy that streams from like his Uber, he has text to speech on, and so like the text to speech will just say like really heinous shit sometimes, and he'll just go like and like just keep driving awkwardly in silence, trying not to like laugh at it. And like one of the times it was a person got in and his like text to speech just started going, alert, alert, the driver of this vehicle is a registered sex offender. And he's just like, that's really bad.
Looks like somebody's creeped the joint. Okay.
Wait, what's up? Twitch streaming to live White House secretary.
No. Okay.
I like the idea of like the White House like press secretary streaming all of his stuff on Twitch from now on. That sounds really dumb, and I could get into that.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
How do you know that doesn't? How do you know that's not important? It's a key. It could go to anything.
Again, he is a superhero. He has powers, Nick, and his powers are impossible deductive capabilities.
I don't make fun of her feet.
Donald Trump giving a speech and text-to-speech being on would be fucking amazing.
Is this bowl important? Yeah, I think so.
I would love to watch Trump text-to-speech.
What is this? Is this mustard?
That place looks like shit.
Yeah, right?
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
Think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit?
You know, there's people that have to translate Trump text-to-speech into American Sign Language.
No. I'm done with this. Get out. No, I want to look at the stove. Who knows what's on there?
United States of America in extreme debt from mass amounts of chargebacks on PayPal.
Joke's on you, we're already in extreme debt. Just sober up. You can find me at apartment 2.
I wonder how many countries in the world total are like not in debt.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being the husband. But Jacob could.
Because like I feel like every
crime
country is
scene
in debt to some other country, right?
Well, yeah, it's like intentional.
It's mutually assured destruction.
Get technical services out here.
If we ever go to war, nobody can pay each other's debts back.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I'll get nasty when I'm thirsty.
Get nasty when I'm thirsty. Ooh, take his hat. Take his hat. Oh.
Galloway, homicide, badge number 564.
Is China in debt? I think like every country is. What even is that? Wait, go back to that. Sealand's not in debt.
Sealand is debt.
What is this? It's a hairdryer?
Physical embodiment of debt.
But old timey. This looks like it would kill you the second you turn it on. It would just electrocute you.
I mean, that's a, feasible thing, right?
A regular Amelia Earhart. looks distinctive.
Is that Amelia Earhart in that picture?
I think so. My mom keeps getting calls from some spam person. She doesn't know how to react.
Okay. So remember how I told you every day when I was at work I got calls from that one like phone number that kept on like having the one woman's voice going like, I'm looking for Matthew, and then it had the robot voice immediately after going, "Arr!" And I could never tell who they were looking for because the robot voice could not pronounce the person's last name. They finally contacted me with a person who actually said the last name, and they're just like, yeah, we're looking for Matthew Fisher. The robot could not pronounce Fisher because it was spelt with a CH. So the robot just kept going, Matthew, and I was like, oh my god. And so they finally contacted me. I called them and was just like, there's nobody by the name of Matthew here. And they're like, all right, that's, you know what? We apologize for bothering you for like a month. And I was like, thank you for finally giving me a number to call. I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Knock, knock.
Who is Canada in debt to? Canada. I mean, we're in debt to like probably China, America.
Yeah, just everyone.
All the usual ones. Probably like the UK. I mean, Canada probably like. What if Canada doesn't pay back their like debt to the UK, so we just become part of them again? Like we default on our loans basically, and we just become part of their property again.
No, they just take a few things to make up for it. They're like, the Sky Needle is ours. We get all the
not ours either. So that's them taking from you.
Wait, excuse me. Oh,
that's
wrong.
Like Seattle.
That's Seattle. You're right about that.
Yeah, they'd be taking the CN Tower.
The Skylit
note.
How about that one restaurant that you like eat 20,000 feet up or whatever? Not that many feet, but like a few hundred feet up.
Is this the one that's like where you're like hanging out outside and it's on a crane?
Yeah, it's like that crane that takes you really high up in the air and you eat dinner.
That thing.
I know, right? I'm supposed to like talk to the neighbors, but none of them are here.
Oh man, keep walking.
I just tried to alt look, like hold alt and look at the same time.
That's nice. I like that. I approve.
Right next to the Blue Jay Stadium. Is that Toronto?
That's a good question. If home runs have ever hit the CN Tower.
Probably not.
So the CN Tower is in Toronto. No, it's right. It's literally right next to this. The freaking. I almost called it what it used to be called, the Rogers Center. It's right next to it. So like in theory, if somebody hits one of those dingers hard enough, then yeah, it could. Because baseball people have like arms of machines. So I don't know. It's never been reported, but at the same time, like I don't think anybody's ever monitored where the ball went after it left the stadium.
I'm pretty sure they do. People who want to like catch it too.
Getting Divinity or Hob right now. If Divinity went on sale, I would totally be like, hey Nick, pick up the first Divinity and we'll play through it because it's only 2-player co-op. But Divinity Original Sin 2 is 4-player.
Tell me who lives here.
That game must be chaotic in 4-player though.
Why is this bench facing the sidewalk? Oh. Maybe this side?
If you get Hob, tell me how it is. I like the fact that the person who owns it can't be the one to talk about it.
I am. My to-do list.
Who here's going to be picking up Cuphead? $20. Comes out in like 2 days.
Wait, that's where I am right now. Oh. But why isn't that crossed off then? I guess I'm not done here? Because I still have to, like, knock on people's neighbor.
Oh, sister,
wait.
I was so tight I couldn't walk.
What? What does that mean? What does I was so tight I couldn't even walk? Was your like corset really tight?
Tight means like tightly wound, maybe.
But that they couldn't walk?
Muscularly, like when you pull a muscle and everything is like really hard to move. Has that ever happened to you, Nick?
I mean, I don't think so, but I
Have
can
you ever had
understand
like have you ever had a situation where like you've pulled a muscle in like your arm or your leg and it got like really stiff?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe they like pulled something and they're like, now I'm really tight.
I don't like it. She was tight. That's what I was thinking right away.
The tight bag. Ugh.
See, this door is gold, which means you can open it up. But nobody's answering.
Yes.
That seems like a problem.
Sometimes
My eyes.
life finds a way, Nick.
Let me in.
God, just that close up you did on his face, by the way. That
Are
was
they-
kick
they in
it
the
down.
garage?
That's like an actual option.
I wish I could. Let me in. Let me in. The frames. Give them back.
Am I gonna
The-
get pulled in on that mission?
They're only drying socks out here.
Fine. Listen, it's a sock day, okay?
All right, I'm getting out of here. I can't knock on. There's no one here.
I love sinning. I don't know how comfortable I feel playing Divinity Original Sin, like with you chat boys. I feel like you're gonna drive that game even more frantic and crazy than it would be with Nick.
Let me in.
And I feel like Nick would go bonkers Magoo in a Divinity style game, considering he also wanted to like panic shit grease everywhere in D&D.
So disappointed. That's not gonna be a thing.
I'm still trying, man. I'm still trying to find some people. I know a few people that are all up in the D&D biz, and it's just like, yo, like, can we do this? And they're just like, I got other groups. I'm like, this is a shame.
There's two dots. Oops. Oh, that one counted. Sure. All right.
I mean, it would be better from like a, general messery standpoint, but like from a cohesion standpoint, 4 people can drive that game up the wild instead of just being.
We would have to
crazy.
wait
It'd be wild.
for so much dialogue.
Yeah, that's the issue. Everyone would be talking to everyone.
That game's like 90% dialogue.
Like, we would find somebody and be like, why is this quest already done? Having to control the AI is incredibly fine. It's not as complicated as NL and Mathis make it seem just because they're bad.
These people.
They're just incredibly
These
dumb
people.
sometimes.
Yeah, man. These people.
Dialogue doesn't entirely happen at once. You have... Or wait, how do you mean, like, happen at once? I guess I should clarify this. Because I know that there could be different interpretation here. All 4 people hear it at the same time. Okay, there we go. That's the clarification. That is true. That is how it works.
Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
I shot my gun past this guy's ear, and then suddenly I was
Murder?
looking at this guy.
Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh my
for
God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here.
Guy looks
tell me that
familiar.
Celine is... Take a seat, Mr.
Henry.
But I don't know
We're gonna have
who
a
his,
look
like,
around. We'll
face
talk.
actor is.
Jesus.
Face.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me, sir, but do you have an alarm clock that looks like a football? How old are you?
I get even the slightest hint that you're a flight risk, pal.
You know what? That's just a football.
It's just a football. Did they have novelty clocks back then, do you think?
Maybe.
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night, Jacob?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
Doubt.
50s was
Get the
high
impression that
tech.
Celine liked to live the
I don't-
glamorous life. How did she end
I
up
don't
with a
think
hunk
that's
like
true.
you, Jacob?
Football
Celine
really
was
exists.
one of the first woman pilots.
Wow.
She hung out with
I don't think that's true
movie
either.
stars and royalty.
According to JoJo,
Back
it's
here,
been
both
around
were
since the
struggling.
1800s.
She married a mechanic.
Because the
Well,
Joey
Roosevelt
Joe
had food on the
played
table.
the football.
Not glamorous, but the best I could do.
They didn't have those helmets back then, so you gotta use the ball.
How was that an X? That sounded like he opened up. We get so much information on him.
I actually, one girl that I
Oh.
know,
When did you
her
last
dad
see
was
your
a wild dude. I've talked about him before. He was the guy that won
Last
a
night.
headbanging contest back
When
when
I
he
went
was
to
in like
see her, we talked.
the UK because he was super into punk and
Got a
metal.
little out of hand.
And he used to play rugby, and he's like, yeah, they used to make us wear these just like leather straps over our ears, so that way the other rugby players wouldn't rip our ears off because they try to do that sometimes. Apparently, that was a really big problem before I was in it.
You don't remember what time you last saw your wife alive?
Look, I'm sorry.
Football has been around since like 1880 or
I
so,
left.
but not as a national sport.
Maybe
It wasn't big till the Super
9
Bowl.
p.m.
First Super Bowl was the 60s.
Might have been a little later, but
What a mistake that was in history.
right around 9.
Like making the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like think of how much
Oh,
better
yeah,
sports we
that's
could be
silly,
into.
Things will go better. if
There's
you come
so
clean
many
about it.
cooler things you could like.
That's a
I don't
lousy
mean
thing
to
say.
sound like the most Canadian
I
man
never-
here, especially because I don't like.
I mean,
sports.
hockey's better than football.
No, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna say like get lacrosse, but make it like native style lacrosse, where it's across like a series of kilometers that you have to travel over the length of like days,
I don't
and
believe
it's
you,
like
Jacob.
more like a
I
war
think you
training
remember
simulator than it
yourself,
is
but
a
you had
sport.
someone else do it.
But you still have to use those
Wanna back
stupid
that up
sticks, and
with
you're
something,
actually
Big
like
Mouth?
running across these fields for like 3
I want out.
days.
I want out.
Huh?
Because like if you read up on like how badass lacrosse used to be before the French took it over, it was interesting. Lacrosse is not shit if we're talking
Lacrosse
about
is
native
hardcore.
style. Like lacrosse you play in school is shit.
I have a
lacrosse
cousin-
when you talk about like the historical lacrosse is badass.
I have a cousin that played lacrosse in high school, maybe early college. I think just high school. And he fucked up his leg pretty bad.
Just describing football in the future. I'm not describing football in the future. Football will and forever shall be what it is until everybody in it dies of having like brain problems.
What do we have that is evidence? Is he size 8? You size 8? Hey man, you size 8?
I've had just
Oh no,
about
I want
enough
out.
of
I want out. He's not size 8. He's not size 8.
All? You got more in that goddamn
I
book? Spit
I
it
like to
out.
imagine you just looked at his feet and went, "No, that's not. He's got too big feet."
You don't read that. Read what?
We need a new sport, no balls in this one. So like MMA.
So you can prove that you came back here after you left your wife's place.
I
came
say that
back here, I
facetiously,
was
but
here
at
all
the same
night.
time, maybe.
Start work at 6:30.
Esports is meh too. I mean, yeah, but other people are super into esports. It's just like any sport. Some of us are going to be like whatever about it. No balls, but also no fisting. Okay. I don't think that we should describe fighting people in MMA as fisting.
He is the going out type.
You called the bar to give yourself an alibi. Then you went after her, beat her,
I'd say sports and
dumped her in a
esports are
park. I think
equal
you
in
are a
quality.
sack
This
of
is
shit,
true.
Jacob.
Yeah.
You're not gonna pin Celine's death on me. I'll take a lie detector test.
Do we
to
have
prove it.
those?
Esports is worse because
We have a problem.
esports had a chance to fix
the hook
all the problems with
for now.
sports. No, you don't understand.
So you
Esports
were
wanted
here,
to be
tucked
exactly
into
like
bed,
sports
while
because
someone
there
was
are nerds out there
beating
who
your
also
wife's
like
brains
sports.
out. That's all you've got.
Look at that face.
To the bartender at the Bomba
This man
Club.
makes some great
He'll
faces,
tell
though.
you he called here last night, and I answered the phone.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
See, all the problems with
goddamn
sports that
mouth.
like you're
So now
describing
you're
are
gonna tell me
things
you
that I've
love her?
heard people defend
the
about
DA
sports, and
goes
like
all gooey over
I
his
hate them
horse.
too, but at the same time, like people out there
Oh,
like
shit.
those tropes.
My hat! I forgot how to fight. I forgot how to fight. I forgot to fight.
You're awful hot under the collar for an innocent man, Mr. Henry.
Ah, my back of my head.
Fighting game community is probably
Ouch.
the best when it comes to esports, but that's just because the fighting game community can sometimes just be two
Ah!
people streaming from a dumpster. Stop like fighting Hannibal Lecter and win already.
I don't know how to fight. I forgot how.
Talking about fighting games here and don't know how to fight. Look at this.
Let me out. I want out. I want out. I want out. God damn it.
Where's that guy that was only here for LA Noire? I'm here. No, it wasn't Snaps. It was like Jester. And Jester came for other stuff too. It wasn't just for LA Noire, but you know.
Oh
That
no,
was
he's
what they
cornered
were
me.
mostly here for.
I'm managing to punch sometimes, but I don't even know how.
You're doing some good work here, Nick.
You think? Ah, the camera. Why did the controls not come up?
Just lose enough and you can skip the fight.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
Oh no.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife.
Oh, there you go, Nick. There you
No,
that's
stop
your-
him. I know the future. Oh, crap.
I know the future.
Frames.
It's the freaking.
What the heck are the controls for fighting?
It's freaking live, die, repeat, except just like LA Noire style. Every time you come back with just a little bit more information on how to win.
Raise fist. Attack. So it is just the mouse buttons.
For a second, I misheard you and thought you said racist, and I realized you said raise fist.
This doesn't look.
Fists are raised. Punch. Punch. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Punch. It's all in the mind.
Yeah. Just never stop punching. Never give him a chance.
I mean, isn't that how like
that works.
boxing kind of works?
I have no idea.
Call it in and get a squad car dispatch.
That could be very not true.
Check
I
the
don't know.
messages.
Well, it actually really depends on who you're fighting against.
Maybe.
Well, because I mean, if you're fighting against a guy who's a very offensive boxer, if you are a stronger boxer, you wanna outbox him right from the get go because you don't want him to have the ability to wear you down, right? But if you're fighting against a person who's like very defensive, you want to like try and goad them out so that way they can like make a mistake and you can clock them real good right in the jaw.
Putting you through now.
Phelps 1247.
Everybody has special moves named after animals.
I need a patrol unit to transport a suspect back to Central.
Yeah, that's also true.
Certainly, Detective. You have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
So if I learn like the badge number of somebody, I can just call in and be like, hey, I need a car here.
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds.
Just
I
saying, it
don't
seems
know.
really easy.
Metal instrument.
I don't know.
Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt.
I don't know.
The blows to the head surprisingly were not.
But I'm
fatal.
also not a
They look
cop
pretty
from the
fake.
40s.
Hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's
In
some
the
kind of
40s,
sex fiend.
probably.
The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an
Ooh,
inch.
gross.
But no trace of semen in the guy
Oh.
in the stomach.
Thanks, Doc. Operator, give me R&I.
I don't know, like
Word on
5.
the owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
Out
Yes,
of
detective. The plate
out of
belongs
like
to a
6.
brown 1936
5 out of
Pontiac.
6
Registered
dentists
owner
agree.
is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
No stomach semen.
Detective. From
No
Captain Donnelly.
stomach
He
semen.
wants any and all suspects returned to Central. Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it. We're coming in.
I refuse to believe they know every voice.
It's their
Back
job.
then,
They
that
know
was like
voices.
your job, you know?
Or Rob.
No, it was that was their job back then. They had to know every voice.
It was the Rob back then.
Be quick, officer. It's an emergency.
Oh shit.
Badge 1247. I need your vehicle.
Damn right. This is
So,
what the hat gets you.
I was watching the NLSS, and they were discussing how Josh has not been to a doctor in like 10 years.
Carruthers said she took
And
a real
Rob was sitting there getting mad
Maybe
at
if he
him.
had been a little firmer in the
And then
beginning,
he just
we'd be in
came
the
back with the
situation
best
now.
thing, which is, except
I
I'm
imagine
not
that
dying.
Neanderthal routine is
I remember
big
that,
hit with
yeah.
the ladies,
And
man.
I really like that, because it's like,
Been loving
you know,
Phelps.
Rob does have some health
Phelps.
problems.
Well, he smokes. Although he's quitting.
Cheers, heart attack.
I have no
I don't like
complexity.
this.
They know exactly what they're gonna get.
What's up with the lighting in this tunnel?
The only stand I'll ever need
hell yeah.
is freaking Bag Boy, the song that Nick denied existence.
I don't listen to new stuff.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying it was great. Josh is probably the healthiest member. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Ryan seems pretty healthy.
I feel like Ryan, you know what? Here's the thing. When we're talking NLSS, are we talking
Why?
like
did you do that?
like just the core cast, or are we talking the associated
Just
individuals?
anyone, you know.
I think Kate might be.
It's possible.
Because she seems like she takes better care of herself than Ryan, but only by a little bit.
They eat like the same food.
Yeah, but that's why I say only by a little bit.
Well, yeah. Then how does she take care of more? Like,
Because, like, she's not just, like, a dedicated chair jockey.
what are you talking about? Ryan rides his bike around and stuff. He used to run until he hurt his knee.
I
That
know,
card
I
has disappeared.
understand this. She also...
Well, then why did you say that? Doesn't make any sense.
Because she is, like... Every time I see Ryan talking about his life,
11K,
it's
go
always
ahead.
just kind of like, I went out and did this, and then I went home and I sat in my chair for 12 hours and yelled at people on the internet.
I mean, he rides his bike and stuff. So.
And with her, it's like every day I always see her being like, I walked to this place and went to get this, and I did this, and I did this.
I think
and it's like,
they're on the same
it
level.
seems like she's doing more with her day. But you know what? He's also the one that has the biggest channel out of them, so he's got an excuse.
Make sure you warn me before you do.
I will. Wait. What?
You think this thing can hold you, Rusty?
I'll bring you down with me, Phelps.
I don't know. I think it's either Ryan or Josh.
I think that the unhealthiest is probably Rob.
No offense.
But that's just because I don't
Or
know.
Cobalt.
Like, I was also going to say maybe Austin.
What are you trying to do?
I mean, yeah. Austin eats good, like he eats like out all the time.
Soak them up with a sponge.
Well, that
Not
doesn't
junk food.
necessitate it being good though. He
No, well,
eats a
but
lot
it
of
makes
fast food.
No, he doesn't. He eats like food. Like it's not fast food. Just because he orders in doesn't
He's
make it fast food.
constantly ordering like Chipotle stuff.
What?
Yeah, I've seen him have like Chipotle bags and stuff like that. He pulls out like these big old freaking burritos, and it's like, you know what? That's fine sometimes, but not to the sheer
Don't
degree
count
you've
out
been
Nick.
ingesting.
True.
You're a
Oh, it's
danger
easy.
to yourself and to others.
I don't count out Nick from a lifestyle, but only because Nick has like clinical depression. And that can wreak havoc on your body, something fierce.
Well, that counts then.
It just depends on if he's like depressed that month, though.